Well, hello there, Scorpio. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to be doing your weekly tarot reading. This is good for the week of February 27th through March 5th. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Let's see what we have here. Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold and uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. So this is really, I feel like there's this sense of taking a big risk. Okay, of understanding that, okay, in order to get to the next level, whatever that is, whether it's in your career, finances, sense of adventure, right? A relationship. It's kind of like, okay, I can't play it safe anymore. There's a lot of treasure here to be uncovered, but it means that you have to show up in a much bolder energy than you are at this time. Almost like stepping truly into your own power, your superpower, stepping into your superpower, understanding just how much of an impact you can make when you do that, because you have the fates underneath. Truth be told, happy. This is beautiful energy of understanding that this is something that's fated on your path, to understand the treasure that lies behind something that perhaps you have not wanted to explore yet for one reason or another. So this could be a new relationship that you've made, but you're kind of like holding back, not opening your heart to this person. It's understanding, being bold, putting yourself out there will help you to uncover the treasure that could be in this relationship. If it's a career situation, right? You may be wanting or have been thinking about making a bold change in your career or the way that you're showing up in your career. And understanding that when you do that, you're kind of like helping to uncover the treasure that lies within you, but lies also within the situation. This is fated. It's about you stepping into your truth and finding your true happiness in this situation. So let's go to the tarot. We're going to take a look at the present energy, and then we'll take a look at the area of resistance or the obstacle that is preventing what it is that you are wanting in this situation. And then we'll take a look at the next step that Spirit has, that advice from Spirit, the next step in order to manifest what it is that you want. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Yeah, you have anxiety about this situation. You could be dealing, okay, with an Aquarius or a Virgo. You don't have to be. It's about going within and understanding what is the boldness, what action are you wanting to take, and yet having a difficult time actually stepping into your own power to do it. It's going within and understanding that you have the strength, the courage, the perseverance to take the actions, to have the conversation that perhaps you are wanting to have in this situation. And then you have the star. So either, becoming totally recognized, becoming the star in this situation, uncovering your own treasure, understanding the star, the healing capabilities that you have, the essence, your love, your light, shining it out into the world. Or it's also about healing. If this is a situation that you are wanting to heal, a connection of some sort, it's about understanding that there is a lot of treasure in this relationship or situation, and that healing is available to you or to this situation at this time. Once again, it's the fates, this situation, whatever this is, okay? And that's different for all of you since it's a general reading, but this is fated. It's fated in order to see this situation or this relationship in a different light. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, we have time for nap. I feel like for some of you, this is a situation that has been put on hold. Whether, you have applied for a new job And there's a sense that you haven't heard back yet. You're still in the running or something like that, but you haven't heard back. So you're just kind of like waiting. And we have, the Nine of Swords. I feel like you're kind of anxious about, what is the decision going to be, but you're trying to stay optimistic, right? These two are kind of like opposites, right? So you could be even a little bit on a roller coaster of a ride with your emotions, being anxious one moment and then super excited, knowing that, internally knowing that this is going to work out in your favor. But I feel like it's almost like quiet. You haven't heard from this prospective employer. If it's a relationship, you could be perhaps not talking to this person at this time. It's kind of understanding that there's something on, I want to say hiatus. That's the word that they're saying. Something kind of like on hold. And you are actually being called to be fearless and bold in this situation, to be the one. So for instance, perhaps you have applied for a job, you haven't heard back, you're still maybe in the running. If it's perhaps instead of just sending an email, you try to stand out and you call the prospective employer, right? You're being bold. You're not hiding yourself anymore in the situation. If it's a relationship, I think it's the same thing. It's like, okay, I'm not just sending an email because, let's think about it. Email is also still hiding, right? You're not, even if you express your energy in that email, okay, it's not the same as, having a conversation. I feel there is this like strong energy of having a conversation, perhaps, or putting yourself really out there. If you are trying to build a business, right, and you have not yet like done something live, I feel like there's this energy of being bold, right? It's not as, it's like for me with YouTube, right? I mean, to create videos and put them out there is, somewhat bold, but it's even more bold to go live on YouTube because you can't really control the situation as much as you can if you're recording a video. It's that type of energy, however that plays out in your situation, understanding that it is time to really kind of go super bold instead of trying to protect yourself. You may feel like you are being bold, but there is this energy. Is there another way? Can you up the boldness in your situation? Yeah. I feel, I mean, you're showing up in your own reading. We have the Death card, understanding. Okay, the heartache is not going to end in this situation unless you make that bold situation, right? And I feel with the Tower, there is almost like this epiphany. You could, to me, the Tower is a little bit like an epiphany, like picking the phone up and saying, you know what? I need to know, is this over or is this not over? Do I have the job or do I not? If it's a relationship, are we done or are we continuing? It's kind of like, I'm no longer playing it safe in this situation. I'm taking bold action and I'm willing to put myself out there because I feel it's a little interesting because it's Aries had somewhat of a similar energy about understanding that you can, no, I'm sorry, it was Leo, that you cannot stay in the situation anymore. It's kind of like, is it over or is it not? And I feel like with the time for nap, you're not sure. It's on hiatus, but you're not sure what's happening next. And I think you're willing to kind of, in a way, with the Tower energy, I think you're willing to put yourself out there and say, okay, if it's coming down, it's coming down, but I want to know it's coming down, right? I feel like you're kind of stepping into your power, especially with the number 4 there, stepping into your power. So let's see what we have here for your area of resistance. Now, this is the obstacle that you are overcoming in the next week or so. Yeah, appreciating long-term committed relationships or situations, right? I feel like at this time, maybe you have been thinking, okay, maybe it is over. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get the job and maybe I'm not going to grow my business, right? But there is also this sense of inside, you want to know that you gave your all to the situation. And I feel like that's what you're doing, is kind of like, I'm cleaning it up, because I feel like whatever this is, it's kind of like holding some of your energy. You understand that you can't be bold and fearless in other areas of your life unless you clean up whatever this is. So it could be that you call up and you're the one that says, okay, do I have a job or not? Maybe not. That was a term Scorpio, right? But is this over or not? Because I want to move on with my life, right? No longer allowing somebody to say, well, I'm still thinking about it. I think you're kind of like, I'm not thinking about it anymore. I want the answer. It's decision time, right? Because your advice from Spirit, your next step that you are being asked to take, is to understand that this truly is part of your path, okay? Your journey. It's blessed. It's blessed by the divine, and it's on your path with the fates. It's understanding that it's time to really step into your truth. What is your truth in this situation? No longer holding back. Okay, with the Seven of Wands, it's kind of like you've been holding back your feelings. I feel like a little bit like you, in a way, Scorpio, are stepping into your energy of being, a little bit of that stick of dynamite, and I mean that in kind of like a loving way, right? It's kind of like, okay, this person could be like, I'm not sure I want to have this conversation yet. I don't know. I still want to think about it. We're waiting on this other information or whatever. And you're kind of like, no, okay, because I have to go on with my life. And so I would like to have this situation work out. I feel like there is that energy. Like you want this situation to work out because you have the Star card. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like, if it's not going to work out, I want it over, right? I want to close this door forever. Because in the uncovering treasure, what you're understanding is that this situation is still holding back, is in a way preventing you from being the uncovered treasure that you are. You're allowing this situation to hold back your own confidence in yourself. And it's time to step out of the cage and understand, no, wait a minute, I'm taking back my control. I'm not allowing, I feel like, there is this energy of somebody else is kind of holding your, a little bit about holding your future hostage, right? They're keeping you confined in this one way or another. And I feel like you're just done. You're done with it. So let's see. Yeah, you're understanding. It's time to end something, right? So that you can step into shining your light brightly. You're fine with that. I think you really are at that point where you're fine with that, because what you're understanding is, I feel like this person may come in and give you a little bit, like one pentacle at a time. And here's the thing, you want 10 pentacles, right? You want to know that they're committed all the time, not just some of the time. Not maybe when you're saying, hey, it's a little bit of breadcrumbing. Like I feel like somebody is breadcrumbing you here, even if it's a potential employer. They're saying, well, we're going to make the decision next month. Or, well, we're still interviewing, or, it's kind of like, oh, you're still in the running, but we just haven't, or we have to, hit so much in sales in order to be able to hire somebody. It's kind of like they're kind of like stringing you along. There's almost this energy of stringing you along. And you're seeing very clearly that this is playing into your self-doubt. It's holding you back from what it is that you want. I almost feel, Scorpio, there is this energy that when you say, okay, you call them up, or, you're bold, you're fearless, and it's almost like, okay, that's fine. I'm willing to allow this to come down because, or let's work on this and get the, I want the job now, or I'm walking away, right? I want this relationship to be on a healing path, or I'm walking away. It's almost as if when you step into that, right, that is when you uncover this own treasure inside yourself. really interesting, because I feel like you have been the one that has allowed yourself to keep the treasure chest closed, okay? In a way, because I feel like whatever the situation is, you really and truly want it. You really and truly want it. It's about expressing how much you want it, okay, to this person, to this situation that will help you to be able to open the treasure chest. Yeah, I feel like it is one of those, you have the Hermit energy underneath again, with the Knight of Wands, taking action on what you know inside is something that you really and truly want, or you really want to end. Okay. Either way, I feel like there's something here where you're kind of like, no, this person or situation is going to know. I think you're being fearless and bold. You're having that conversation. It's not like, no, you don't get to, there's almost this sense that somebody has like said, okay, we're on hold. It's almost like hiatus. They keep saying that, like we're on hold for a little while until I figure it out. And you're kind of like, no, it's time. I feel like you've given this person time or energy and now, to figure it out. And now it's stepping into what it is that you want and expressing that fearlessly and boldly. All right, so let's pull a soul truth card for you. And Scorpio, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, where does my soul want to travel? Yeah. When we travel, we grow. We open up our little worlds to add more adventure, thrills, patience, understanding, trust, and oneness. Our hearts and minds expand and our desires are satisfied. Where is your soul calling you to visit? And I feel like that's exactly it. It's kind of like your heart is calling you to go in a certain direction, It's like, the treasure chest is what your heart is truly desiring, but you've been hiding it for some time. And whether that's actually physical traveling, right? Or that's making a change in your life that you're really wanting, whether it's this job, a relationship, a situation, is understanding, okay, wait a minute. I have to be bold. I have to be fearless. I have to open up this treasure chest. I've allowed myself to step out of this cage, and to really express who you are, what it is that you have to share with the world, how this relationship, this situation, how it plays, what it means to you, and understanding that when you step into that energy, right? That you are expanding, you are allowing your desires to be satisfied in this situation. Wow, really powerful energy there, Scorpio. Well, I'm sending you much love and hugs at this time. Please be gentle and kind with yourself as you're moving through this energy. But I wish you much love and light, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.